Today on Running to Him.
We need to pray for God's protection from those who would bring us harm. We'll read through the book of Psalms for 6 months, and today we'll read Psalm 140 and concentrate on Psalm 140, 1 through 3, and verses 12 and 13. Psalm 140, 1 through 3, and 12 and 13 says, "Rescue me, O Lord, from the evil men. Preserve me from violent men who devise evil things in their hearts. They continually stir up wars. They sharpen their tongues as a serpent. Poison of a viper is under their lips." In verse 12, "I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted and justice for the poor. Surely the righteous will give thanks to your name. The upright will dwell in your presence." Well, Christians are under attack by numerous foes. We face opposition in the media, schools, governmental entities, and even some churches. These attacks intend to move Christians into a submission type of situation, or at least quiet them so that they become less of a moral and political force. In California, a bakery suffered a 5-year-long lawsuit for refusing to bake a wedding cake for a lesbian couple. The baker followed the letter of the law. She told the customers why she could not do it, and she referred them to several other bakers which would produce their cake. It is clear that the lesbian couple were simply trying to get the baker either out of business or to acquiesce to their commands. But they now have lost their lawsuit, and it's clear what their intentions were. In Colorado, a baker suffered the same type of attack that went all the way to the Supreme Court before they found in their favor. The federal government, particularly the Education Department, is attempting to force schools into compliance with the suggested bathroom and locker room accommodations for those who identify as a different gender than their birth gender. As most state schools receive funding from the federal government, they are in a position to lose that funding if they don't submit to those federal guidelines. Christians are being called hateful. They are being accused of holding non-Christian positions and being boycotted because they dare go against the left's idea of what Christianity is supposed to look like. Even denominations that tend to the left theologically are suffering. The United Methodist Church is losing hundreds of churches, disassociating themselves from that denomination. But God is faithful and will protect those following his will and doing his work. John Chrysostom, a late 4th century, early 5th century Christian, once wrote a long article proving that Christians can only be harmed because of what they do to themselves, not because of what others can do to them. If someone is a believer, God will protect them through any struggles that they might encounter. But that protection does not necessarily mean Christians will be spared from any emotional or even physical harm. God's protection is eternal and not necessarily temporal, and therefore we may suffer damage in this world, but we will not suffer harm as it relates to eternity. God will not abandon those who are poor and those who are needy in some other way. If they are faithful in their walk with God, he will provide all of their needs, even though their lives might be difficult. We need to pray for God's protection from those who would bring us harm.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.